All right, Brakate Yahawah, Brakate Yahawashi, Brakate Yahawah, Brakate Yahawashi, Brakate Yahawah, Brakate Yahawashi. Mashanakaba Shalaki Ayam, which is double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalawam Bakasah Laha Bakyar, which is peace and mercy to election out there, pushing his word in sincerity and in truth, man. And through the spirit of Yahawashi Shai, I've been going through the first book of Peter's, a chapters review. And through the spirit of the Lord, now I'm on chapter 4, the Lord allowed me to get from chapter 1 to 3. If the spirit is on you, and check it out. But yeah, man. Without any further ado, I'm just gonna jump straight into the chapter, and Lord willing, it may be edifying, man. Hey, and for all the brothers that push them videos, man, through the spirit of the Lord, y'all just keep pushing, no matter what, because it be that sometimes that lazy demon to jump on you, man. But fight that, man, and pray to the Lord that you just could continue to do His work, man. And then fight your flesh, fight it, man. And you notice once you get started, you in the spirit, and the next thing you know, your lesson is done, and you got your business done. But let's start with verse 1. This 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Yahawashi have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that has suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin. So you call yourself coming to this truth. You call yourself walking the path of Yahawashi. You know you're going to go through the same things that Yahawashi went through, man. And we know that Yahawashi's life wasn't the house of mirth, in a sort of way to speak. But Yahawashi was in a house of sorrow, man. He was in a house of lamentation. How could you be happy when your whole nation was in slavery? And Yahawashi, when he was on the scene, Yahawashi was under the rule of the Roman Empire. We was in slavery under the Romans. And now we're in slavery under the modern day Romans, which is the America, man. The NATO and the EU, the beast. But it said arm yourself likewise with the same mind, because that's how you gotta. If you ain't arm yourself likewise with the same mind, you ain't gonna make it, man. You ain't gonna make it through. You gotta have that same mind Yahawashi had to make it through. For he that suffered in the flesh shall cease from sin. And that's, if you call yourself walking with as Yahawashi, of course you cease from sin. Yahawashi did no sin. That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. And that's the mind that you want to have, man. You want to have the mind that you ain't gonna live after your lust anymore, but you're gonna be to the will of Yahawashi at all given times, man. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked with lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, right? Which lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, you can all put that in a pot just of wickedness. And then it says, in time past of our lives, man, the things you used to do in the world, man. You know what you used to do in the world, man. You was just being a nigga. It says, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same access of riot, speaking evil of you. So your time past of your life used to be that fleshly man walking after the flesh, doing whatever it is you want to do. You may have been trying to make it in this world. You may have been, doing stuff that's wicked. Brothers know what we was doing, man. And brothers should be shameful for it. You should have that contrite spirit of it. But the people that you used to run with, now that you're not running with them no more, they're gonna talk about you, man. I think that's like everybody got to go through that trial, man. When I first came in, I was dealing with that, man, because when you first come in, you be wanting to tell everybody about the truth. So your partners in the world, you telling all them thinking that they gonna just get it just as you get it, but nah. Sure enough, they be the same dudes who be like, they be talking shit about you, man. Like, man, like for instance, one of my cousins, man, he started calling me a Muslim. He started telling people I was a Muslim and shit, man. Like, he knew I wasn't no Muslim, but he would just speaking evil of me because I didn't want to roll with him like I used to before. You know, who shall give an account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? So all that wickedness they spoke of us, they gonna have to give an account to Yahawashi, Yahawah, because remember, judgment was given unto Yahawashi. He gonna judge the quick and the dead. He gonna judge the quick, representing the brother who became a refreshed spirit, reborn, and the 2/3 who remained in the dead, man. He gonna judge them for that bullshit they pulled, man. Because they think that they coming against you, but they're not coming against you. They're coming against Yahawashi. For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead, that they might be judged according to man in the flesh, but living according to the Most High in the Spirit. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And it's a blessing to understand that the end of all things is at hand, because man, when we got kicked out of the garden, right? When we got kicked out of the garden, from that very moment we got kicked out, we was wondering, when the hell we gonna be able to get back? When we going back? Now you got thousands of years, generations after generations, thousands of years later, man. We finally at the end to where we basically gonna be able to go back in that garden. Which that garden, it was what? It was paradise. We're going to be able to go back. And above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. And that's what you got to have. You got to have charity about yourself. You got to tell yourself you want charity. You got to pray to the Lord to give you charity. Because all the shit you used to do in the world, the Heavenly Father say the way you could cover that up is through charity, showing love. Showing that love will cover it up, man. Because now you showing that you don't want to be, you showing that you don't want that old past life that you had. Now you want to show love to the brethren, which what the Yahawashi explained, that the law hang upon two things: loving the Lord thy power with all thy soul and spirit, and loving thy neighbor as thyself. So you gotta have that charity, man. It says use hospitality one to another without grudging. So when you give to a brother, you shouldn't be thinking to yourself, all right, I'm gonna let him borrow this $20, but he got to make sure he pay me back. And say for instance the brother don't pay, he's not able to pay you back, then you hold a grudge to him. That nigga owe me $20. When you read in the Barak, what is it? The 5th chapter. It says, I forget what the chapter it is, but it says, if a brother can't give back onto you what you gave him, that the Heavenly Father will recompense you for it. Obviously the brother is dealing with a hard time if he can't give it back. But that's going back to having that fervent charity. If you ain't supposed to have no grudges, and using hospitality too, man. Make sure you taking care of your brother, man. Hospitality and hospital stems from the same word. And when you go to a hospital, off top, what are they doing? They taking care of you. They getting you your bed, and whatever the case is. They checking your blood. They making sure you fine. That's how you want to be with your brothers. Verse 10: as every man have received a gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of the Most High. So you received the faith, you received the gift, the ability to strive for salvation. Even so, minister or serve same one to another. So serve with your brother, man. Yahawashi showed us the best when he washed the disciples' feet, right? Serve your brethren. Take pride in serving your brother, man. Because that's what Yahawashi look at to be grace in his sight, to be happy. That he will be happy with you. Verse 11: if any man speak, let him speak the oracles of the Most High. If any man minister, let him do it as the ability which the Most High giveth. So if any man speak, let him speak the oracles of the Most High. That's what you're supposed to be talking about. When it comes down to the seriousness, you supposed to be talking about what the Heavenly Father's talking about, man. You may shoot the shit with a brother, and you ain't gonna just be talking about the Lord at all fucking 24/7. You may talk about women, or you may if brothers into sports, they may have a little competitiveness with what team is better, or little stuff like that. But the main thing is that we teaching the oracles of the Heavenly Father, the prophecies, the miracles, the word of the Heavenly Father. According to our ability, the ability that the Most High gave you, that's what you do it. That's what you push it like. And you don't try to be like nobody else, man. If you try to be like somebody else, that's off top. You're being fake. You want to be like yourself. Be yourself. Do what the Heavenly Father give you. And for brothers that start off learning what position that they're getting, you start learning what your position is. You build from that, man. Then next thing you know, you built a strong foundation on your abilities, and you able to perform them. That the Most High in all things may be glorified through Yahawashi, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. And you building, you ministering to your brother, and you doing to your best ability what the Heavenly Father gave you, it's to a glorification of Yahawah, Abba Yahawah, through Yahawashi. So it's a glorification all around, man. So that's a good thing, and the Most High be pleased with you. Beloved, think it not strange the fiery trial which is to try you, as some strange thing has happened unto you. Saying some strange thing happened unto you. And that's what you read the Old Testament, you read about the prophets of old, and all the forefathers. You think about the testimonies that the apostles gave. If you all the things that brethren went through, you don't think it's not strange. We've been dealing with this before we was even born on this side, man. We've been dealing with this stuff. So you don't think it's strange, like something new happened onto you. You just like I heard Elder Manatazak say, you just become numb to it. You just keep pushing and become numb to this stuff, to that suffering, But rejoice in so much as you are partakers of Yahawashi's suffering. That's what it is. It's like, okay, I'm catching hell, but man, this was what Yahawashi was going through. So now you able to, say for instance, Yahawashi appear before you. You able to appear before you. You're able to hold a conversation with this man because y'all have the same mind. You dealing with the same thing he dealt with. Just like you would may talk to a brother, he catches some type of hell. He tell you, hey brother, man, my woman acting like a demon, like super heavy. And then the brother would be like, oh shit, my woman acting like a demon too. What the fuck? And then y'all like, hell yeah, y'all start mashing with each other. That's how you want to be with Yahawashi, man. Like he caught all that hell, and you catching all that hell now, and then y'all able to have a conversation because y'all going through the same thing. So think it joy that when his glory shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. So when Yahawashi come through, you be good. If you be reproached for the name of Yahawashi, happy are you. Ain't that sound like us? They use the name Yahawashi. They ain't right. But it says, happy are we when we are reproached for the name of Yahawashi, man. Yahawashi. Because we know we doing the right thing. For the spirit of glory and of the Most High resteth upon you. When you approach for the name of Yahawashi, the spirit of the Lord resteth upon you, man. So you gonna have that big I told you so coming for everybody who talk against you for the name of Yahawashi. On their part he is even spoken of, but on your part he is glorified. So let them talk all that crap they talking, man. We gonna glorify the Lord over here, man, and we gonna see who gonna be standing in the end. Cause the last man standing wins, man, and I guarantee you the truth is gonna stay standing. If you have the truth in you, you gonna stay standing. Verse 15. But let none of you suffer as murderers, or as thieves, or as evildoers, or as busybodies in other man's matters. You can't tell me that don't sound like young Yakko Wacko, the Analyzer, the Avengers, and all the rest of these niggas, man. These niggas got to the point where they not even focused on the doctrine no more. These niggas is trying to search brothers' social media pages and see what they can find, man. They went as far as to search brothers' businesses out that they have and the jobs they work in, and just all in other men's matters. It just says suffer not to be that. So the example set of a busybody is that dude Wacko, man. That's one of the examples, man. And that's who you don't want to be like, man. You focus on your own business, man. And when it comes to the doctrine, that's when the doctrine get attacked, that's when you want it. You don't go into another man's a business. Like, that has nothing to do with nothing, man. It's not edifying. Verse 16. Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify on his behalf. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, and if it first begin at us, what should be the end of them that obey not the gospel? So, man, judgment is coming. It's gonna begin at the men that think that's calling themselves Israel, man. 2/3 after that, everybody else, man. Because just as, you know, if you had say for this in a scenario of children, you got your child, and then your child is outside playing with his friend. They both do something that's disliking. You gonna whoop your child first. You gonna grab your child up first, like you know better. And that's with us. The Lord gonna jack Israel up first, man. You know. And it says, it says, if it begin at us, which gonna be the end of those who obey not the gospel? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So if we gonna scarcely be saved, we gonna, you know, we like basically like how you feel right now. It's like you don't know if you're a part of the elect, but you giving it your all. It's a scary feeling not knowing that. Like, and also like when the time come, when shit get crazy out here, and you seeing all type of crazy stuff go on, you like, oh shit, I just hope the Lord is with me. You scarcely being saved. What about the people who don't got the truth? How much more intense the judgment is gonna be upon them? Man. So it just lets you know they like, that's why the scriptures talk about in 2nd Esdras, they gonna know, it says 2nd Esdras 8:50, it says many great miseries shall come in the world. Cause they gonna be miserable when the Lord get to their ass, man. And then it also quotes that they gonna know after death by pain. So the Lord gonna be issuing out a lot of pain in these times to come. All right, and this is the last verse. This was a fairly short one, but it's the last verse. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit to keeping of their souls to Him in well doing, as unto a faithful Creator. So us that suffering for the will of the Most High, let's commit our souls onto well doing, no matter what, man. We just gonna you roll with the punches, you know. You roll with the punches, and you throw your ones and your twos, and you stay faithful to you're gonna stay faithful to the Most High, because He's a faithful Creator. Everything the Lord ever spoke have never went back to Him void, man. And what explains that truth is history itself and time itself, man. And it's no different today. The Heavenly Father the Heavenly Father don't change. So what He say was gonna happen in these times is gonna come to pass, man. Best believe it, you know. So with that was 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 1 through 19. Hope the brothers out there was edified. Quick review through the Spirit of the Lord. Hope brothers was edified, man. I'm gonna close it out and say Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi, Barak Yahawah, Barak Yahawashi. Shalawam, Akim. Stay up. Shalawam.